back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Rose Namajunas, the UFC's current strawweight champion, is going to be rematching Joanna Jedrzejczyk at UFC 223. Hey, Dexter, I seen some of y'all hating saying Dexter's trash. Y'all just saying on the wave. That's all good. I ain't gonna bring it up for this video, but I will say this is interesting. We did know that Joanna Jedrzejczyk was going to be fighting for the title as soon as she came back. We didn't know her opponent. It all depended on whether or not Rose Namajunas wanted to fight another contender while we waited on Joanna to come back, or if Rose was going to be out long enough for Joanna to come back, which is looking like the case. Now, we have heard about Rose Namajunas versus Tecia Torres being scheduled in the past, possibly Rose Namajunas versus some other strawweight contenders, while Joanna Jedrzejczyk was out and recovering from being knocked out at UFC 205 Madison Square Garden. But it looks like the UFC has went ahead and booked Tecia Torres to face Jessica Andrade, the other #1 contender. Jessica Andrade is the legit #1 contender in the division if you're not considering the former champion, and Tecia Torres has history with Rose Namajunas. Would have been a trilogy fight, so there was Rose Namajunas definitely had her options, but the fact that we did all know is that Joanna Jedrzejczyk was promised to get an immediate title shot upon her return. No matter who the opponent was, whenever she came back, she was going to be fighting for the title. It's looking like Joanna's going to be looking to come back sooner rather than later, actually in Brooklyn at UFC 223, which is also going to have Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson possibly on that card, and some other big bouts in Brooklyn after Conor McGregor gets stripped. And we know Joanna Jedrzejczyk fought at Madison Square Garden versus Carolina, so there's a lot of Polish fans in the New York area, and this is in Brooklyn, so it would make a lot of sense to put Joanna Jedrzejczyk on this card in Brooklyn. Rose Namajunas, of course, as well. If you're going to put Joanna, who a better opponent than Rose Namajunas, who just dethroned her? And check this out, I'm sure coming into this fight, the challenger, Joanna Jedrzejczyk, the former champion, will be the favorite coming into this fight. Even though Rose is the champion, I believe she'll be an underdog. But it's interesting because if that does happen and Joanna happens to win this fight, we could have a trilogy on our hands, boys and girls. Rose Namajunas versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk 3. Ooh, that's going to be a good fight, man. Now, this is definitely far from official, as most of the news I've been bringing you guys, these are just the initial rumblings, but usually where there's smoke, there's fire. No other MMA websites have really reported this that are reputable, like the MMA Fightings and the BJ Pins and all of those websites, but MMA Reddit, as well as some MMA personalities on Twitter that are pretty reputable, have reported this fight, so I'm rocking with it. Rose Namajunas versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk 2 in the works for UFC 223. This was reported by a guy, like his name is like Diz Talk MMA on Twitter. If you just go to Talk MMA, his name is like Diz on Twitter. You can check his tweet out. He pinned this shit, letting you know he's standing behind it. So with that being said, Rose Namajunas versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk, UFC 223, April 7th in Brooklyn. MMA Fighting has also informed us that this fight is being discussed, but hasn't been finalized. So let the full-time family know what you think about this card in the comments. This card's gonna be stacked. Come on, UFC in fucking Brooklyn, Khabib, Joanna, let's go. I'm out. And those aren't even the champions. That's crazy. I just thought about that. 1 second. Those aren't even the champions, Khabib and Joanna, and they're probably going to be doing some of the heavy lifting on this card. Not only on the pay-per-view, but also just selling the tickets. You know, there's a pretty big Russian and Polish fan base in the New York area. So Joanna and Khabib are the challengers, but they're going to be bringing a lot of fans behind them, and same with the pay-per-views. Rose is a newer champion. Joanna was being, you know, she was turning into the Ice Queen. You know, she was about to break Ronda Rousey's record. Like, a lot of even the casual fans know about Joanna at this point. And if you go to the other title fight, Tony Ferguson, kind of the same deal. I think it's fair to say Khabib Nurmagomedov has more fans than Tony Ferguson at this point. But hey, it is what it is. That's very interesting. I just thought about that. The challengers are probably going to be doing the heavy lifting for this pay-per-view. But that's because there's some fucking serious challengers. So let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da! It's the motherfucking DOWG!